Hey everybody, this is June. Welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play. Last episode we built a very working TNT cannon for our 10th episode anniversary. This episode, I think it's about time we do some spring cleaning. Um we kind of are getting to have a bit of a storage problem. Our stuff is getting filled with a lot of random junk. Not just here, but there's also stuff over there near our farm area. There's stuff near our tree farm. There's stuff near the underground. And it's starting to get a lot of just chests all over the place. Um, it's not too bad currently, but we want to kind of cut the problem off at the nub before it starts getting worse. So today, we're going to redesign our starter house into more of a storage sort of area, as well as a furnace array and a bunch of other utility items. And we'll probably have to evict our llamas, unfortunately. Have to get a spot for them to stay that isn't inside of the house. So, what I'm thinking of doing is basically, I like the idea of what we were doing here with the, log cabinish design with the grass on the roof, but I kind of want to extend it a bit more here. So, and also probably use some other blocks. So I brought basically all of the stone different types that we have. Stuff, granite, diorite, andesite, gravel. We have some cobbled deep slate and a little bit of tuff, which tough blocks look really nice, which we might try and like pepper that inside of here. But yeah, plan would be to sort of extend it to here, fill this in with some dirt, just so that we can have a little bit of a larger footprint. Obviously, get rid of those trees, and then try and figure out what kind of block palette we're going to be using. Because again, this is pretty nice for a basic sort of thing, but we wanna go a little bit more. We wanna start using the blocks that we have, in a more nuanced fashion. To that end, I've also been cooking up some of these copper ingots. We have still some over here. I want to start maybe use some of the weathered copper in the build just to like give a little bit more color, make it a little bit, pop a little bit more. I also put our iron pieces that we were we were wearing for the entire time over here. And made some new ones because I was like, we don't have our copper or not our copper, our wooden tools anymore. So this will be a nice memento for when we had to struggle. We're still a little bit struggling, but yeah. I'm gonna wait for those to smelt. I'm gonna fill this up in clear this up, and probably we're gonna start trying to figure out how we're gonna line up our chests and functional stuff, and then figure out a palette. So I'll be back soon, or have a montage, I guess. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Another thing that might be nice to use, I think, might be some leaves. So while these leaves are decaying, I'm actually going to grab some of them uh, just to be able to pepper these in as well. Probably going to use a couple different types, but, birch leaves do look honestly really good. So I'm not too worried about only getting these. Okay, so I basically just cleaned up what we had here, got rid of everything I could. It does kind of suck having to rip everything out, but I think having a blank canvas that we can use to be able to make a better sort of house would be kind of important. So, unfortunately, 07 to the old build, but we're going to put something that's going to still share that same D&D into here. So, I don't think it's going to be too much of a, you know, too much of an unfortunate casualty. um, First of all, I think we kind of want to define what we're going to be having. In our like the space that we're going to be using for our storage. So I kind of want to do something like we had underground. These kinds of chests. Oops, I always do that. Just kind of like lined up like this. With a bunch of storage, a bunch of bulk storage right next to it. I think I want to have at least 2 of these, sort of like large builds, or like, you know, things coming out. Because we're gonna start having a lot of items that we're gonna need to store, and having a space for a lot of, if not most of them, is gonna be useful. I think 3 block will be fine, at least for now. And then I want to have a bunch of furnaces and other utility items in the middle here. I think I want to have at least 8. Have a good amount of items I can smelt like that. And probably just 2 at the top. It would be nice to be able to automate these, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that with the limited space that we have here. Yeah, that's not awful. Maybe what we could do, instead of having these furnaces like this, kind of break them up between each other. Kind of like this. Yeah, and then have just a couple more like this. And then just have a couple more chests. I don't think that's too awful for now. I'll probably put signs in the front of these to mark which ones are which, like what do they store. Yeah, that's not too awful. I want to make sure the dimensions are going to be good too. I think it's probably going to be a lot more of a horizontal sort of build, like a wider build than just a narrow thing. It's going to be awkward if this is going to be an even amount of space too. So I feel like there should be something in the middle to kind of make it odd, but I don't know. More storage? You know what? Why not? Okay. A lot more storage. This'll work. This'll work just fine. Yeah. So now we kind of want to try and figure out the dimensions of this. Obviously, there's all of this here. I think I'm gonna try and just sort of slap this in this chest here for now, since we kind of need some more space at the moment. And then we're gonna try and figure out what to use for the the block palette we're gonna make. I did forget I also made a bunch of brick at one point. I never ended up using that for anything, but maybe we could use it for this as well. I can also make hardened terracotta. Not a lot for that though. I think I like clay. I think I'll try and make some clay as well. That's not a lot of copper. Does the stuff that are giving me extra sort of things? You get grapes and some more copper stuff, but yeah. Oh wait, no. You get 4 with this, huh? Does it give you 16? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. This is way more efficient for uses. Oh, my God. Okay, yeah. So maybe copper. Maybe copper. Since I can get a good amount of blocks for that pretty easily. And then obviously some bricks potentially. Maybe. All right, hold on. Let's try to figure out what we're gonna do for the floor. We have a lot of options potentially. Andesite is a good one. I think cobbled deep slate can be pretty nice. And obviously just other types of wood. Yeah, cobbled deep slate would be really good. Or not cobbled deep slate, some of this cut stuff, right? I'm gonna start slapping stuff down and see what I think would look better. We also have these acacia saplings that have a nice sort of like stony look to the to their uh to their wood, so maybe this would be good for testing as well. Okay, so I placed down a couple of the blocks that we might be using, and I don't really like the borders on this sort of type of block here. The polished andesite and the polished deep slate, I think this is called. Yeah. I do like the look of these tiles, and obviously these ones, the regular bricks do look really nice too. I made some acacia saplings, and this might be good for some indoor sort of accents to the way that these darker tiles look, or maybe even just as an inlay around with like the sideways sort of polished logs with the sideways sort of logs like this could be nice as well. I think I'm definitely not going to be using this one though, or this one, or even just the raw andesite. That kind of doesn't look too good. Grates don't look too good on land figures. Um, I don't know too much. I can only imagine how these will look like once they're going to be oxidized fully. Maybe I should put them around just to speed up the process, but I like the tiles. I think might be good. The regular blocks might be good just around. We don't have a lot of those, like in the corners or something, but it could be a good idea. I don't like these ones too much. I think these ones just have too much noise going on in them, the chisel copper. So yeah, I'm gonna try a couple of the other types of blocks and see how they look. This one also, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna use this. Okay, I got a few other textures down. Got some stone bricks as well because I realized I didn't actually put any of those down. I don't know if I like the andesite, or not the andesite, the diorite. So I don't think we're gonna be using this. Maybe on the outside potentially, because it does look kind of nice, just next to like grass and stuff. Sort of like kind of like a cornerstone piece, like some marble or something. So maybe this will be a good idea but later on. I made some of the tough varieties. I really like the depth on the bricks. This looks really cool. The rest of this stuff though, not so much. This is the polished tough would look good. I don't really like this, especially since you can't really choose the top texture. I think the side texture might look nice. But just for like some variety. This one, the top, I don't really like either. But on the side, yeah, the side looks nice too. I think it might look good, yeah, together like some more variety with these sort of things, put some more texture. Yeah, just trying out some palette stuff. I also stripped some acacia. I don't think this looks nice. This looks nice with the copper, but this is gonna eventually be oxidized. It maybe could be some good for some contrast, but I don't know. The birch leaves are definitely I think I'm gonna be using, but probably on the outside. Maybe mix it in with the grass root that we have, as well as with like moss block stuff, which might look nice like on the side hanging off like this, kind of just to again kind of extend the grass texture over to the side. You can get some hanging stuff. We also do have torch berries, I think, right? I might have some downstairs. I also placed a couple of these just the regular copper stuff out so that it can oxidize faster. It is faster when it's like outside, not adjacent to too many blocks, so I just kind of peppered them around. And yeah, wow, the color on this looks really nice. Yeah, I'm liking that. We were not going to be able to capture them in a specific time, like in a specific state, so I'm just gonna have it be the last step so that it's not going to be too confusing. But yeah, we have glow berries. I'm kind of wondering, this could look nice on the ceiling. Am I able to put it on the other side of birch leaves? Or just anything? No, can't do that. What about just regular blocks and stuff? Okay, can do that. Probably would be able to put it on top of wood, but that's good to know. You don't need that? What about using shears on it? No. Yeah, you can also snip it in order to be able to keep it in one state for a while. Okay, so this is a place down or else last thing. Let's try out some wood types. I like the spruce a lot. The dark oak could look good with the deep slate. I kind of like this too, but maybe not. Maybe not just yet. All right, I think I'm gonna try out with a couple of these building blocks. I might want to make it be a little bit like depth, put a little bit of a like a staircase down sort of thing, but I'm gonna try and see if I can't play around with this to be able to find something that looks nice. That's another trident guy. I wasn't even in the water. He just ended up appearing. At least you're not a stupid baby zombie this time. Ow. Ow. Ah. Ow, for crying out loud! Stupid trident ground. Okay, so I moved everything over like 4 blocks to the side here and a little bit back because I'm a crazy person who does not know when to stop. But mostly because we have this over here and I kind of want to try and extend this to a path, and there wasn't a lot of space. As well as like having a bit more space here to be able to have maybe a more defined shoreline on the side here. So moved everything to the side. And just put some spruce planks underneath all of the chests and furnaces and stuff. And like, yeah, that looks nice. That's a nice looking floor, but again, we want to polish it up and make it look a little bit nicer. So I think I might want to try and use some of this tuff. This actually does look really nice together, and I love the 3-dimensionality that it has. But I don't really know how to really incorporated it, because the way that I have it here is I have these the workbenches just in front of the furnaces, so that you have like spaces for each of these, but I don't know if I will like that, and also because like it's not going to look nice when we have some more polished stuff. Let me bring it out. I'm blind. There it is. Okay. Yeah, let me get some more of the bricks. Just bring it out like this. Yeah, like that looks really nice as just like kind of an accenting figure on the end. Brings in some more color, obviously. It makes me not like the spruce underneath here, but maybe I'll just switch that out to a different sort of stone block. The issue comes from just trying to like make it go around this, you know? Like, do we do that, or do we just make it cut through the block? Like, I mean, I don't hate that either. You just try, let me, again, just put that like that. That's not awful. We'll definitely need a bit more if we want to, like, try and, like, make this go around here, because I don't really like, I think it might look nicer, if this is a bit more, space between this and the outside, kind of like that. So this would be the wall, potentially, make this too thick. So yeah, I like that. I actually really like that. It blends really well with the acacia. Maybe I put some acacia underneath here in order to just still have kind of a wooden texture. So yeah, does it look nice blending into the spruce now, though? I think so. I think it still looks good. Do I like it? Do you guys like it? I'll try this out. I'll try this out and see some more. We're also getting some more oxidized copper. I want a fully oxidized block over there. Yes. Just to take this, see how this looks like, because this is gonna be like our most saturated color. Just pop you here. And we definitely want some cut copper. That's the regular copper. Cut copper. Yeah, that looks nice. Maybe we do this as a roofing block, like mix it in with the grass up there. That might be an idea. I don't know. Maybe I won't put it inside, though. Because then it just kind of like draws it to itself only, and you kind of like only see that when you're looking at the wall. When I kind of just want to have the I kind of want to have the floor be a little bit plain and have like most of the color in the chest. So maybe this isn't gonna be good for the inside, but it'll look good for the outside. Yeah, I'm gonna fill this in with some more spruce. Maybe just extend it out a bit. I kind of want to use this as well somewhere, but I don't really know where. Maybe as a backing. That could look nice. All right, I'll play around. I'll fill this in and we'll see. I might need to get some more copper stuff as well, which I think there was some more in an easily accessible area. We shall see. We shall see. All right, we got a lot of tuff here. There's actually like a really, really large vein of tuff next to where we first dug initially. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe get a rough patch of size for this. See how big I want to make it. So I just added some spruce stairs and slabs in the middle here to like have a little bit of a, you know, step down area here, and I don't know. Like, it looks neat. It gives a little bit of depth to the thing in general, but I don't know. I think this is maybe too small of a build where that's kind of a problem we need to think about. So I think maybe just having the regular spruce planks in general will look better. I think. I don't know. This is the one thing I don't really know too much about. Tell me if you guys think this looks nicer. I'm just gonna put regular planks for now, but if this is something that you guys think would look good, just give me a shout and I'll maybe consider adding it again maybe later. Um, as for the rest of this, I kind of wanted to have a little bit of a walkway area here so that we can have maybe an enchanting setup. We're probably going to do a lot of our enchanting downstairs near where the cave spider and zombie spawners are, but having like a nook up here where we can also sort of like deal with and store with all the enchanted books that we're going to get and tools and stuff up here would also be nice. I do have a small issue. The backside. I don't really know what to do with it. Cause if we're gonna have a lot of sort of like this kind of structure, I feel like this backside's gonna look a little bit weird. We might be able to just sort of do what we did with the TNT launcher and just sort of have it keep going and have a little bit of a thing back here for it, but I don't know. Actually, this is another part that I'm like, I don't really know too much about if this will look good. Yeah, like that, and just have whatever sort of outside block we have. The other option is just extend this hill to cover over the chests, which I think given the fact that we're gonna have like sort of stuff on top of here, that might look good, like coming in from the side. Just seeing the whole hill sort of like start covering this entire area up, that might look good, and still have like something over here that like uh shows that it still supports it, you know? I have to fill this cave in too as well, so maybe we do some terraforming at some point and have a little bit of a thing that way. Maybe. But I do like this storage setup, having a whole bunch of stuff here, having the furnaces obviously to be able to use. I don't know if we have a spot for the stonecutter, but maybe we shove it in with the enchanting setup over here. Maybe. Um yeah, there's a lot. Building is very confusing a lot of the time, I feel like, because it's hard to try and figure out uh where your starting point is, and sort of like build off of that. But once you kind of get that, you can sort of end up getting the correct colors and stuff that you want. It's just that initial hump where you have to like, okay, how the heck am I gonna put this all together? you know um but I think this looks good. I like the colors that we have here. I do really like the acacia. I'm so glad we picked this up. This will look really nice. But yeah, guys, I think that's probably gonna be it for today, unfortunately. I was hoping to get to the outside, but we got most of the guts inside here, and we kind of basically figure out what kind of colors we want to be using. Getting some hidden lighting here is also going to be something that we're gonna have to try and work on, but you can probably pepper in some pumpkins here and there, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. What I do want to do, though, before we call it for today, I want to make ourselves our first diamond pickaxe. Because I'm going to be doing some mining between now and tomorrow. So just to get some more materials. They're kind of running low on stuff, and I kind of do want to start getting some more diamonds and things. And we're about to hit level 30. I've been collecting leather over the past couple times, just breeding the cows, butchering them, and getting the leather stocked up. So we're probably going to be able to make ourselves a full enchanting setup tomorrow. Just again to be able to get our foot in the door, start getting better gear. But yeah, we're gonna call it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Take care.